Well, here, what I've done is I've dropped the axle into the axle housing, and what I'm going to do is flip this over 180 and put the other bearing on and the two clamps there and get everything seated in the right location. So the next step I'll do here is I'll put the seal retainer and bearing retainer on there so that nothing should come out, because everything is kind of pressed in. So we'll bring you back when I get the other bearing in. Well, here I got the inboard bearing all tapped in, and I wound up putting the bull gear on just to get everything seated in the proper position and torque everything up and see how she rotates. And I'm really happy with how that all came out. Over here on the seal end, I don't have any seals or felts in there right now. I just have this torqued down just to get the position of the bearing. And but yeah, went together good. Real happy how the bearings feel and sound. They're really well, they're brand new, so but so I'm gonna pull this bull gear back off and set this axle aside, and it's after I get the seals on the other end here, the outboard end, we'll set it aside and leave it ready to get on the tractor. Well, here I thought I'd do a quick little video on how I'm putting the new outboard bearings on the axles. This is the right axle here, and what I did is I put a little bit of that Old Bull mold grease on there just to help with any galling or anything. There shouldn't be any. I mean, you know, the inner race is hard and the shaft is in good shape, but just to be on the safe side. And basically all I'm doing here is taking the wrenches and you know, putting a wrench on either end here and sucking the two nuts up equally so that it sucks the bearing on. And I'm bringing it up just a little past there's a little chamfer on the axle shaft, and I bring it up to that, and then that way when you put the axle in the housing and draw everything up, both the bearing retainer cap on the other end and then these two straps here on this end, that sets the position of everything and holds the axle in location. So thought I'd just do a quick little video here on putting the bearing on. And over here I got the right axle all completed, and I saw, oh, I can't remember what channel it was. It might have been Squatch 253, but they took the old felts that were originally in the bearing retainer caps and cut them and fit them into, there's a second groove in here. So I put these on here just to get the felts to conform. Kind of gives you an extra layer of protection of getting dirt in there behind the seal. And I still have to put the new felts in and then the seals on here too. So just letting these sit now for a few minutes, but you can see how nice everything turns here. So real happy with putting the new bearings in. It's really I know it costs a little more money, but I think it's truly worth it, and hopefully I never got to worry about them again. So okay, well, here I'm getting ready to button things up on the left side axle, And I've got the outboard bearing greased initially. And what I did to get grease inside the bearing is I used one of these little, they're like a needle. Let me see if I can get this off here. It's like a little needle that has a grease fitting on the end. And you can put that right in your grease gun and then sneak that into the balls there and get that greased real good. So now I'm getting ready to put the gasket cement on. I'm using Permatex high-tack gasket sealant. It's pretty common for this. It's nice and thin and very tacky. There's the new gasket, and then we'll get the seal all put in the housing here, and the felt first and then the seal, and then we'll put that on and get her all buttoned up, and then that'll be ready to mount on the tractor. Still got quite a bit of work to do on the main transmission housing though. As you see, I gotta get things cleaned up on that, but we're getting there. Well, here's the first axle assembly all completed. It's for the left side, and got the felt washer and the seal put in, and then I put the saran wrap around the axle so I didn't cut into the neoprene seal, and got her all tightened down, and we'll let it sit 24 hours and then get everything to a final tightening and that. But yeah, I coated the saran wrap with some motor oil, and she slid on there pretty good. So now we'll work on getting the right side axle assembly done, and I think we're moving along. Well, here I got the inboard bearing put in the right axle housing, and I got it tapped in and then put the two little strap clamps on there that retain it in the housing, and use that to pull it in like the last 1/4 of an inch. And then I put the bull gear on, and then that sucks everything into its position. The axle's in its final position. It's up against the shoulder on the inside here on the inboard side, and it's up against the shoulder on the outboard side. And I'm gonna pull the cap off and finish putting the felt and the seal in there. So this will be done here in just a little bit, and then we'll have the 2 axle assemblies completed, and when I finish cleaning the transmission housing here, we can start assembling things. So real happy to get the new bearings in there, and then the new seals. Well, here I'm getting ready to button up the right side axle assembly, and trying something a little different on this one, getting the seal plate on. I used saran wrap on the left side and wrapped it around the axle so I didn't score or ruin the seal, but I wasn't real happy with how that worked. So I'm trying a method of just putting some masking tape on the sharp edge, and I'm gonna attempt to slide that on and not damage the seal. So as you can see, I got everything greased up there. I got the gasket on with the Permatex high-tack is what I'm using, and I got the seal and bearing retainer cap ready to go on too. So I'll get back to you and let you know how that works out. Well, that bearing retainer and seal retainer went on real nice. I got her snugged down. I'll let everything, I'll give it 24 hours, let the gasket cement and everything get hardened up a little bit. And yeah, this masking tape seemed to work out pretty good. It slid on really good. I had everything greased up and that, but and I used some really sticky masking tape. Probably that blue or green stuff would work better. I think they call it painter's tapes. But yeah, so I'll get this all cleaned up here, and real happy with how that went on. So thanks for watching, and hope you're enjoying the videos. Bye for now.